This segment is sponsored by Orthomedics.
And welcome back, everybody. Well, if you have problem with, a partial foot amputation for whatever reason, you're probably wondering, how can I ever feel comfortable in a shoe again? Well, joining me right now to tell you that it's possible, Jacob Sykes is joining me right now from Orthomedics in Kearney. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I always like coming on the show. So.
We learn a lot, and our viewers also learn a lot because we know that they have contacted you about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we were just talking before we went on, a lot of people don't know things that are available to them, like what we're talking about this morning.
Yeah, I see a lot of people, most people that I see for something like this, they're a person that's suffered with it for several years and haven't done anything with it, and then they get a device like this and it makes a huge difference. And there's so many people out there that have a partial foot amputation, you would never know it. You think of all the accidents, lawnmower accidents. I see a lot of kids with lawnmower accidents. Guys like work in shops that drop things on their feet and lose some toes. And then the majority of them are diabetics, people that get sores. We talked about diabetic sores before, and they actually end up getting an infection and having to have an amputation. So when you have an amputation like that, they're usually going to take it either a toe, they're going to take one toe or all the toes, or they're going to amputate at the midfoot in this area here. So then you're left with nothing there, and when you walk, your body's designed to step and spring off your toes, and so you just kind of keep rolling off that edge, and you get big calluses, you get sore spots, more open wounds than you had before, and it's just not comfortable. Your shoes don't fit, your shoes fall off, they just don't work. So,
but there's help. I mean, what you were showing us this morning is just amazing.
Yeah. So what we would do would make this is for someone that's missing 3 toes. So this is a custom-made insert. We make these from different sheet materials. We just buy sheet materials like this. This is Birkenstock cork. Birkenstock cork's amazing. You can make it any shape that you want it to be. So it fills in this space where the toe is. So you're not going to have your shoe like breaking over right there, and it just fills it in. And what we do next is we would take a carbon plate, because again, we want to have a spring. You're supposed to spring off your toes. So this would be attached onto here. Now carbon works. It's kind of like a bow and arrow, to where it's going to build that pressure, and then when you let go, it's going to spring. So as you're walking, when you walk over that spot, it's going to create that motion just like a normal step. So it's pretty amazing how well it works.
Now, could this work if someone has problems with both feet?
Yes. Yep. And we have a lot of people like that, because again, when you get into diabetics, that's usually you're fighting the same problem on both sides. So we have several people that are in bilateral partial feet. Now, if you're missing more of your foot, like if you're further up, then instead of just using a carbon plate like this, we would actually go to a brace like this, and this would sit on top of it, just like this, and that's going to give you a lot of spring in your step and get your foot picked up.
Now, you would use that when, if you have more of your foot?
If you had more of your foot amputated than just a couple of toes. Like this is just for a couple of toes. So if you have a full foot amputation, you're going to use a device like this, and it just simulates the way you would normally walk perfectly.
Right. So. Now, patients that have had this and have talked about this before, what do they, I mean, and this must change their life.
Yeah, the balance in the walking is huge. They can walk further. They don't have the sores and the pressure sores anymore. They can wear normal shoes. They can get into shoes and wear things normally. And then the balance, too. If you're just standing there and just notice how many times you rock off your big toe, rock back onto your heels, side to side, you're constantly using your toes and your foot to balance yourself. And when you don't have that, when all you have is your heel or a little bit of foot, it's very hard to keep your balance.
And we probably don't realize that normally until something like this happens and you need something like this. So I know we have people that are watching saying, Jacob, I need the help. I need something like this. How can they reach out to you?
You can give our office a call at 308-237-6105, or you can just stop in. We are in the big copper top building right next to Dairy Queen off of 2nd Avenue. And these items are covered by insurance also. So
that's good
you get a prescription from your doctor, and your insurance will cover these. So
life-changing things that you offer to the people that come to see you. And we're so glad that we're able to share this with our viewers that didn't know this was available. So everything that you and your staff do, it's amazing. So thank you for joining us and sharing all of this. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and we'll be right back.